This show is produced by the Hartman Media Company. For more information and links to all our great podcasts, visit hartmanmedia.com.
Speakers, publishers, consultants, coaches, and info marketers unite. The Speaking of Wealth Show is your roadmap to success and significance. Learn the latest tools, technologies, and tactics to get more bookings, sell more products, and attract more clients. If you're looking to increase your direct response sales, create a big-time personal brand, and become the go-to guru, the Speaking of Wealth Show is for you. Here's your host, Jason Hartman.
It's my pleasure to welcome Joe Apfelbaum to the show. He is founder and CEO of Ajax Union. There are some changes to the LinkedIn platform, and that's what we want to dive into today. Joe, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be here.
And you're coming to us from Brooklyn, is that correct?
Yep, Brooklyn, New York. That's where we're at.
Good stuff. Give us the latest on LinkedIn, if you would.
So a couple of years ago, Microsoft paid $26.2 billion for LinkedIn, and LinkedIn stock was tanking at the time. It was going down. It actually went down to $150 a share. And Microsoft went ahead and invested $200 a share to buy the stock for 25% more than it was worth at the time. And the question is why? And when I started doing research as to what Microsoft's vision for LinkedIn was, I realized that they wanted to change LinkedIn from just being a recruiting platform where people just post resumes to a content marketing platform. So they introduced something called articles. They introduced the ability to upload video. They introduced the ability to create hashtags and posts and all types of interesting ways for you to be able to leverage LinkedIn's network. And the crazy thing is that there's LinkedIn that keeps growing at the rate of 2 new members every second. Mm-hmm. They already have 610 million members, and their goal, their stated goal by the CEO, is to grow to 3 billion members in the next couple of years. And these are not just regular people. Like on Facebook, you have all types of people. On LinkedIn, these are influencers. These are decision makers. These are CEOs. These are people that when they're there, they have the mindset to do business. Mm-hmm. So that's what's powerful about LinkedIn. And what I love about LinkedIn is that when I reach out to somebody on Facebook, it's not appropriate for me to build a business relationship with them in the same way that it's appropriate on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. LinkedIn is like a 24/7 networking event, and that's what I love about LinkedIn.
Right. Okay. So how do you suggest people reach out to people on LinkedIn?
So I think that before you reach out, you first have to set a strategy. What is your plan for LinkedIn? Just like before you go to a networking event, you have to have a plan. You can't just show up and throw up. You got to actually have a plan, and most people are doing random acts of networking. They're on LinkedIn hoping for the best. And it starts off with your goals, understanding what your goals are, who your target market is, what you want to accomplish, what is your messaging, what is your competitive advantage. Like once you get your foundation down and you understand that you have an actual plan, an actual strategy, then what you want to do is you want to create yourself a content calendar, an asset library, and start posting, engaging, and then messaging. Most people go straight to messaging, and I say messaging is very important. Outreach is very important. But before you get to messaging, you first need to establish yourself as a brand. You first need to be posting every day. And when I ask people, like, how often are you posting? People are saying, I'm not really posting. And statistics show that out of the 610 million people, 40% of people log in every single day on LinkedIn, but only 1 million posts go up on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And most of them are coming from me.
And most are coming from you. That's funny.
Yeah, so it's like crazy. It's crazy that people are not posting. It's a missed opportunity. Every time you post on LinkedIn, like if you post on your blog, on your website, nobody's going to see it, mm-hmm. right? Maybe you'll get a couple of people through SEO to see it. Maybe it'll rank. You'll get random people to see it. But when you post on LinkedIn, your actual relationships see it. The people that already know you, like you, and trust you, your target market sees it. You can actually see who sees it. Mm-hmm. You know, LinkedIn has the ability for you to see who looked at your profile, their name, their title, their company, their history, like everything.
Yeah, different than Facebook in that sense. But in some ways, it really does sound like LinkedIn is becoming a lot more like, say, Facebook, you know, with postings and so forth. Would you say that's an accurate statement?
I think in terms of the functionality of the ability to put up posts, it's becoming similar to Facebook with the functionality to be able to publish videos. But with the functionality of understanding who's on the platform and the mindset of the human being on the platform, When you're on Facebook, what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking about business a lot of times and interesting articles and stories and so forth my friends are posting. They kind of curate my news for me, which I do like that feature a lot, but only do that if you have smart friends, by the way, folks. But it's obviously a social network, right? It's not as geared toward business as LinkedIn.
You know what I think when I'm on Facebook? I think of friends. I think of family. I think of having fun. Mm-hmm. That's what I think of on Facebook. When I'm on LinkedIn, I think of making money. Mm-hmm. I think about personal development. I think about growth. Yeah, sure, some of that happens on Facebook. For the most part, people are looking to build relationships on LinkedIn. And that's really the key differentiator. Right. When you're on LinkedIn, you're thinking business. And if you're a business person, you want to be on LinkedIn. Now, if you're like an artist or a person who's like just chilling, you have a job or whatever, you're not looking to network, you're not looking to meet new people, you just want your circle of friends, your circle of family, you're happy on Facebook, you're happy on Instagram, you're happy on Snapchat. That's where you're at. Yeah. If you're a journalist or a celebrity, you're happy on Twitter. But if you are a B2B business owner, entrepreneur, coach, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a consultant, if you're a person who needs referrals to grow your business, to build wealth, LinkedIn is the best place to generate qualified referrals from the people that know you, like you, and trust you.
Mm-hmm. So, Joe, a couple things I want to discuss before you go today. Number one, having limited time to use a tool like LinkedIn, what should people do? And then I want to ask you about how they actually message someone. What are some of the techniques for reaching out to people?
Wow, that's a good one. So most people say, Joe, I don't have time for LinkedIn. I don't have time. I barely have time for anything. If I had more time, I said, you have plenty of time.
All I need is another platform. Right.
Right. I know the last thing I need is another platform. Yeah. So what do I do? How do I actually do this? I say, you know what? Do you have 15 minutes a day of proactive time that you can put into LinkedIn? Yes or no? Most people will say they have 15 minutes that they could put into LinkedIn, right? Mm-hmm. So if you have 15 minutes a day, I would say there are 3 activities. Write this down. 3 activities. Number 1 is posting once a day, engaging every single day, and then messaging every day. Okay. So what does it mean to post? There are 6 different types of posts that you could be posting. There's articles that you could be posting. There are videos. There's images. There's GIFs. There's all types of things that you could be posting. And in terms of the 6 different types of posts, there's inspiration. There's entertainment. There's engagement. There are a variety of different posts that you could be posting, different types of articles, different types of media. So post once a day. The easiest way to do this is to prepare your post in advance. So if you only have 15 minutes a day, you can just go into your library or your calendar and then take from there and post quickly. Mm-hmm. That is the first step. Okay. The second step is to engage. You want to mention people's name. You want to endorse people. You want to get recommendations. You want to comment on posts in your feed from people that are in your network. That's engaging. So spend 5 minutes engaging, 5 minutes posting, 5 minutes engaging, and then spend 5 minutes messaging every single day. So people are afraid to message on LinkedIn. So the question is, what can they do in order for them to properly message? And the reason why people are afraid to message on LinkedIn is because they're under the assumption that LinkedIn is about selling. LinkedIn is not about selling. LinkedIn is about building real relationships with people in your network. So how do you build a relationship with somebody? How do you go from being an order taker to being a rainmaker? And the answer is there are 3 steps to message people properly on LinkedIn. Step number 1 is greeting. Step number 2 is feeding. And step number 3 is meeting. Most people want to start with the meeting, or they'll message you and say, how are you? You don't care how they are. Don't send people messages with how are you? And don't send people long messages, because 57% of people are reading messages on their phone. That's according to LinkedIn. 57% of people are looking. By the way, do you use the LinkedIn app on your phone?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not a super big user of LinkedIn, to be frank with you, so it's not one of my bigger platforms.
Okay, cool. It's the same thing with a lot of other people. It's not one of their bigger platforms, but they do check it every single day, and they're using the app on their phone. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is you want to show people appreciation. So before you show them appreciation, you want to greet them. So step number 1 is greet people. So how do you greet somebody? When somebody connects with you, you say, thank you so much for connecting with me. Or it's really great that we're connected here on LinkedIn. Send people a message to see if they even respond to you. Most people are not even using LinkedIn properly, but if you message them, they will respond to you. And so once they respond to you, then it's time to show them appreciation, to feed them. There's one thing that human beings crave more than food, according to who? Dale Carnegie. Mm-hmm. You How to Win Friends,
right?
And Influence People, right?
Classic
Everyone knows
book,
this.
yeah.
classic book, and he says people are hungry for appreciation. So feed them appreciation. So first you greet them, then you feed them appreciation. So a couple of days later, a couple of weeks later, you send them a message, say, hey, I looked at your content. I love your content. I look at your profile. I love what you're doing at your company. I'm super impressed with the recommendations you have in your profile. You find ways to appreciate people. You could also feed them information. You could also feed them entertainment. There's a lot of ways to feed people. Be creative the way that you want to be seen and feed the people through the messages. That's number 2. Don't ask them for anything. Just give. And then the third step is once you're having a dialogue with somebody because you greeted them and you feed them, then it's time to meet them. And how do you meet them? You say, hey, it looks like we've been having a nice conversation. I'd like to get to know you better. Would you be willing to get on the phone for 10 minutes so that we can get know each other better? Or would you like to go out for coffee? Or would you like to go to a networking event that I'm going to in our local area? And so you give them the option to say yes or no to that, but you make it really simple. The one thing, the commodity that some people don't have is time. So if you can not waste people's time on LinkedIn, people will appreciate that. So when you are saying you'd like to meet with them, tell them why you want to meet with them. Like if you want to sell them something, you could do a soft pitch. Once you have a relationship with the person, like for example, if I want to sell you my information about my course or my seminar, my LinkedIn course called Social Selling, or my seminar, I could say, hey, are you in the market for learning more about LinkedIn? Would you like to come to my seminar? If I want to sell my coaching services, I say that you're a CEO of a fast growing company. Would you be open to doing a free 15-minute coaching session with me so I can help you break through with some of your self-limiting beliefs or some of the frustrations you might have in your business? Would you be open to having a 15-minute free coaching session with me? And most people will say no, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But I'm offering them some value off the bat after I already greeted them and after I already gave them value by appreciating them.
Good stuff. Yeah, definitely give first. That's great. That was on the messaging. You really, I think, addressed both issues there, right? The limited time. The time when you kind of have a structure like you recommended, Joe, you can do it quickly. It doesn't require a ton of time. What requires a ton of time is going into any platform and getting lost in the minutia, right?
The feed is evil. The feed is evil.
Yeah. But interestingly, we want other people to look at our stuff in the feed.
But most people are addicted to chocolate and sugar and garbage, and we're running out there and we're pushing it and we're eating healthy vegetables. Most people are not going to eat vegetables. Most people are going to buy the lotto and hope for the best, but then get diabetes.
Right. Yep. A good point. That's sadly true.
Somebody said, why should I take vitamins, Joe? Why should I take vitamin C? Why should I take vitamin D3? Most people don't take vitamins. I said, most people are in debt. Most people are broke. Most people are not wealthy.
Right.
Most people are not happy. Most people are upset. They're sad. Don't do what most people do. If you want to have what most people don't have, you got to be willing to do what most people don't do. Don't look at the feed. Instead, feed people. Give people value. Post. Engage. Message. Most people aren't consumers. Be a creator.
Good point. Okay, good. Wrap it up with any closing thoughts and give out your website.
Closing thoughts. If you have 15 minutes a day of proactive time, think of who your target market is. Think of who your target referral is. Think about what they want to see, and then start adding value every single day. But prepare in advance with a content calendar, with an asset library. Set yourself up with a dashboard. Make sure that you're getting the help that you need with virtual admins and technology like Calendly and other resources. And go watch webinars. We have plenty of free webinars that we offer. So if you take a look at my LinkedIn profile, you'll be able to see access to everything that we have to offer, all the resources that I'm putting out for free. I have over 160 articles that you can read. Educate yourself so that you can leverage this platform to be able to build real relationships that are fulfilling, but also that can generate a significant amount of revenue long-term for you and your business. If you want to learn more about how to use the LinkedIn platform, we actually have a course. And we have a special on the course right now. So check out socialsellin.com without the G at the end. It's socialsellin, no G. Somebody's like, Joe, how'd you buy socialselling.com? I said, I bought it without the G.
Right. You got a discount.
I got a discount. So that's the idea.
Okay, good stuff. Hey, I got to ask you about one more thing before you go, Joe. You mentioned dashboard a few times. What do you mean by that? Is there a specific dashboard tool you're recommending, or are you just talking about within the LinkedIn platform?
So I'm talking about creating your own dashboard on a spreadsheet. So we offer customized dashboards through our course, and we teach you how to create through like a Google sheet or an Excel sheet. We teach you how to create a dashboard where you export your connections. We create a connections dashboard so you can recognize, strategize, and prioritize your connections. We have an activity dashboard with a checklist inside your dashboard to know what you need to do in advance. So create your own mini little spreadsheet that you could work off.
Good stuff. Joe, thanks for joining us today. Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any episodes. Be sure to check out the show's specific website and our general website, hartmanmedia.com, for appropriate disclaimers and terms of service. Remember that guest opinions are their own, and if you require specific legal or tax advice or advice in any other specialized area, please consult an appropriate professional. And we also very much appreciate you reviewing the show. Please go to iTunes or Stitcher Radio or whatever platform you're using and write a review for the show. We would very much appreciate that. And be sure to make it official and subscribe so you do not miss any episodes. We look forward to seeing you on the next episode.